Lesson 336. Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. Today I am inviting you to this building site, which only a few weeks ago I recorded some classes in here after we came back from the long journey in Croatia. While I was traveling, I wanted all this to be ripped off and built up, and I wanted this to happen while I was on holiday. But what they had done, my husband was still here, what they actually had done is to put a false plaster wall here. And that was while I was in Andalusia. And then my husband talked to me, this is what the workers have started doing, what should we do? And I said, well, you decide. And today we ripped down this false wall and we decided we're actually going to build it up in bricks. And I don't know why I have the urge to read this lesson today from this room. And this room needs to be finished in 3 weeks because that's when my son is coming with his girlfriend from Vienna and my cousin with her boyfriend is coming here. So we need this room to house one of them here. And I just want to show you how this is actually looking. I recorded a class. I was sitting there on the floor out there from my terrace. A couple of classes from sitting there. So lesson 336, I need to read from this particular building site for some reason. Let's see why. So, welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith and this is the Lucid Mind Center. Welcome to my soon-to-be finished Qigong room. I'm going to record a lot of Qigong classes for here for my online Qigong courses, both in English and Spanish. My ultimate goal really is to make Course in Miracle Qigong teachers. So let's read and contemplate this lesson together. I'm going to give you more instructions at the end and see where it takes us, this lesson today. Lesson 336. Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. So you and me, we are joined. And when you and me are joined, we join with our Creator. Forgiveness is the means appointed for perception's ending. Knowledge is restored after perception first is changed and then gives way entirely to what remains forever past its highest reach. For sights and sounds, at best, can serve but to recall the memory that lies beyond them all. Forgiveness sweeps away distortions and opens the hidden altar to the truth. Its lilies shine into the mind, the lilies of forgiveness. This is every forgiving thought you have. So its lilies shine into the mind and call it to return and look within, to find what it has vainly thought without. For here and only here is peace of mind restored, for this the dwelling place of God Himself. Very interesting. And the prayer goes like this. In quiet, may forgiveness wipe away my dreams of separation and of sin. Then let me, Father, look within and find your promise of my sinlessness is kept. Your word remains unchanged within my mind. Your love is still abiding in my heart. In the Qigong class, I'm going to ask you to read the idea and to read the prayer. So the Qigong classes I'm going to suggest to you today again is the forgiveness class, which I have recorded especially for this lesson, but it's a generic Qigong class which I have actually uploaded into my English Qigong channel. That is because I think it's a very powerful forgiveness class for anybody who wants to forgive, not just for people who have studied the Course in Miracles. And our minds are really joined. What we as Course in Miracle teachers want to really experience is that our minds are joined. Whatever kind of thought you have about a person, when you actually forgive a person, it ripples through the mind, if you will, because all our minds are joined. So this is like, it has got like a ripple effect. And when you think positive thoughts, you actually send positive vibes to this person, and you actually connect to that person, and this person might actually start thinking about you and might actually activate some sort of forgiveness process within themselves. And I have tried it many times with people who are close to me. So for example, when I had an argument with my mother and I would forgive her, I would actually let go, then she would maybe call me within the hour and then start talking with me again, even though that she had decided not to talk to me for a while to punish me. With my husband, it is all more or less instant, because if you, for example, have an argument and I kind of just call Jesus in or the Christ and say, please can you come and help, because I am lost at the moment, it always feels to me as if there comes like a layer of peace, like some sort of a calm comes down. It doesn't mean that I then will stay positive. I might attack again, or he might attack me. But it's not quite as bad. I mean, I might build up the anger again. But still, just by thinking forgiveness come in, I can feel it. He is very receptive to my willingness to forgive. And this kind of telepathic situation which we have with our partners, this is really to teach us that minds are joined. This is really to teach us to understand that we all kind of have psychic abilities. We all are way more powerful than what we have been led to believe. And we want to, and in this Qigong class, which I'm inviting you in today, I really want you to practice this connecting with the other mind, connecting with a situation or a person you're not able to forgive. The other class I'm going to invite you in, is about where we are repurposing the senses of the body and where we are repurposing the body. Because this is also a very interesting way to turn away from this perception, turn inwards and understand that your mind and your thoughts are very, very powerful. So you want to be very vigilant of what kind of thoughts you are allowing to live in your mind, to linger in your mind. Okay? So we are all connected, and you who are here, no matter if you are here right now in 2024 or whether you're going to join me in 2025, 26, 2030, and maybe even past my physical death. Even if you join me then, remember that we are joined. So with that in mind, let's read this lesson again. Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. Forgiveness is the means appointed for perception's ending. Knowledge is restored after perception first is changed and then gives way entirely to what remains forever past its highest reach. For sight and sound at best can serve but to recall the memory that lies beyond sight and sound. That's why it is so important to remove our attention from the senses, to not feed into the senses, not to give too much attention to it, to understand that we are in charge, how we are perceiving the world, how we are hearing. And every time you have an argument, every time you have something negative comes up and you feel annoyed or angry or whatever you feel, then use it as an excuse to practice forgiveness again. It is our job to not have conflict. But if we haven't reached this stage yet, we shouldn't be despairing. We should rather use this as another opportunity to forgive, as another opportunity to remove another layer which is obviously impeding us to see the real world, or to be in those longer instances of peace. I have just had a silly argument this morning again, or last night again with my husband about nothing. And when these kind of things happen, it humbles me, because then I realize I'm not as far as I thought I am. So it humbles me in the way that I have to then step back and think things through and say, okay, what is it I'm not getting here? And that is a good thing. You want to be in that place in your life where you kind of step back and say, okay, wait a second, I haven't quite understood this here. I need to rethink this situation. So don't despair. Don't despair. Use it as another opportunity to forgive. So let me just read this phrase again because it's very interesting. For knowledge is restored after perception first is changed and then gives way entirely to what remains forever past its highest reach. For sights and sounds at best can serve but to recall the memory that lies beyond them all. Forgiveness sweeps away distortions and opens the hidden altar to truth. The hidden altar to truth. Its lilies shine into the mind and call it to return and look within, to find what it has vainly sought without. For here and only here, in deep within, is peace of mind restored, for this the dwelling place of God Himself. So this is what we want to do. We want to return back in. We want to allow the light to come back in. And once we have become aware of that light within, we want to shine it outwards. The prayer goes like this. In quiet, may forgiveness wipe away my dreams of separation and of sin. Then let me, Father, look within and find your promise of my sinlessness is kept. Because when I look within, I will find my sinlessness. And I will realize that God has kept His promise. Your word remains unchanged within my mind. Your love is still abiding in my heart. And I love the word still because it means it is still abiding in my heart. It is still there. But it also means it is still, it is quietly abiding in my heart. Your love is still abiding in my heart. Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. For this Course in Miracle lesson, I'm inviting you, of course, into that forgiveness class, which I've suggested, but I definitely think that we need to repurpose our senses. The ones which are repurposing the senses are the classes which I have created for what is the world and what is sin. So for this beautiful Course in Miracle lesson, I'm inviting you to this Qigong class about forgiveness, this for repurposing our senses again. Here you have the reading of what is sin. Here you have the list of all Qigong classes if you would like to do another one. Love, light and Qi to you.